First, let's be clear. Deer are always under pressure. Pressure from predators, pressure from the environment, pressure from each other, and finally, pressure from hunters. Let's face it, pressure from hunters is the only one we can do anything about. Short of wiping out all predators, we're the only manageable part of this equation. Unless you have thousands of acres of private property, you're going to deal with hunting pressure.
Everyone deals with hunting pressure. Whether you're hunting on 10 acres, 100 acres, or you're hunting public land, hunting pressure is the biggest factor affecting success. And the truth is, mature bucks are the first to react to hunting pressure. They feel those other hunters and they go nocturnal, they find little sanctuary areas, and they'll disappear. Successful hunters are hunters who recognize hunting pressure and then they take steps to use that pressure to their advantage.
The average person's hunting property is probably relatively small, especially up here in the Midwest. We're talking 40 acres, 80 acres, even 120 acres. The factor that a lot of hunters don't think about is what their neighbors are doing on that property. How many hunters do they have? Where are their stands? You know, this is all things that you can come up with a friendly relationship with your neighbor. You know, ask them, hey, I don't want to screw you up. Where are your stands? You know, if I have a northwest wind, normally I hunt here. How close are you? What you're really trying to do is figuring out what the deer are doing on his property with that wind so you can take advantage of his hunting strategies. You know, if he's always on this particular line and they're leaving a lot of human scent over there, the deer are probably going to travel to a different area on your property, and that gives you the insight to know where they're going to be traveling. So it's always important for you to find out where your neighbors are hunting. I don't recommend walking through the property unless they let you. You know, if you're friendly, maybe you can go shed hunting together, you know, walk on both people's properties and really take in where their stands are. It'll give you information to become a better hunter on your own property.
I enjoy the challenge of hunting public property, and over the past few years, I've killed several big whitetails on a large piece of public land in northern Minnesota. The key to my success has been dealing with hunting pressure and actually incorporating that pressure into my hunting strategy. The first thing I do is I go in after the season and I find out where other hunters are setting up. I look for their stands, I look for trails, that sort of thing. Then I go in farther. I go deeper into the woods and I look for sign, I look for travel corridors, anything that's kind of telling me this is where the deer are retreating to when they get pushed. Most hunters are unwilling to travel more than 1/3 of a mile from their vehicle, ATV, whatever. Studies have shown this. Also, look for barriers, ridges, rivers, swamps, lakes, anything that keeps hunters from getting farther in where deer can recognize a sanctuary area. Once I find these areas, I'll go in and I'll set up right after hunting season, and then I'll stay out of there the entire year. I won't go back in until the next hunting season. And actually, often I'll wait till after opening weekend. I gun hunt these areas, and I'll let all that opening weekend gun hunting pressure push the deer into the areas where they feel they can escape it. And then maybe we'll get into the first week, or I'll even wait till that second weekend to hunt, and I'll go into these areas that I've picked out, that I've identified as deer escape areas, and I'll sit all day. I'll let the other hunters work to my advantage. When they get down from their stands at 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning to go back to camp to have lunch, they're gonna bump deer, and those deer are probably gonna come to me. And when they come back out at, say, 2 in the afternoon, again, they're bumping deer that might come to me.